So today what we are discussing is, like we discussed in the previous class, we had an introduction and then I mentioned a little bit about data lake, data mart and data warehouse. So we'll try to understand what is a data lake, what is a data mart, what is a data warehouse, and how these are created, what are the various schemas on which these work out. We'll start slowly, step by step, and we'll go ahead. Okay. So see, to understand a data mart, a data warehouse, and a data lake, try to understand. We'll take a single example, which is an Amazon repository. So we all shop on Amazon. So you know that Amazon has various varieties of products. They have clothes, they have electronic items, they have kitchen items, they have utensils, so soaps and whatnot. So there's a vast variety of items that are present on Amazon. So now also you might have seen also that there are some videos also that are playing over there. Certain reviews come over there. Some Amazon videos are there that explain that this is a product, it is the warranty is this, or how it works, they demonstrate how it works. So it's not just a textual data, it has other information like videos and other things. So a data lake a data lake is something that has data from everywhere. You understand? It has data from all around the universe. It's just like, you can say, it's just like a lake or a sea where you have rivers meeting around in a single place. So that river is data. Understand? So in that, this data lake has data from various sources. It could be from a different database itself. Okay, it can have information from a database itself. It can have information from a user like you and me. It can have um, it can have an information from users like you and me. It can have also information in the form of different formats. It could be an Excel sheet, it could be a Python script, it could be a JSON script, it could be a JavaScript, it could be AutoCAD, CAD files as well. So everything that constitutes data, that constitutes information, is present in a data lake. Now, so before understanding what data lake is, we must understand what are the different kinds of data. So data is basically of two kinds. One is a structured data, another is an unstructured data. So what do you mean by structured and unstructured data? So a structured data is something that is organized, that is planned. It has information that is segregated. It has information for a specific segment, for a specific item, for a specific product, for a specific sales, for a specific department. It could be anything. I'm just giving examples to you guys. So when the data is structured in a particular way, in a particular format, let's say Excel sheet, or let's say a database which has tables in it, which has rows and columns in it. Let's say it has charts in it. So anything which is in a structured format is a structured data. On the contrary, an unstructured data is something, video files, audio files, images, all these come under as unstructured data because you cannot organize it in a particular way. It is haphazardly arranged, and an unstructured data would have just not the video or audio files, it will have the entire information all together placed in one place, just like Amazon inventory. So you have all the information placed in a single place. You have computers, you have mobiles, you have clothes, you have anything, any other thing, whatever you can think of. So you have all those things placed in a single area. So when all the structured and unstructured data is collected at a single place, it forms a data lake. Simple, understandable. Any doubts, guys? Any doubts? Okay. So this is how we process a data lake. So a data lake is something that has data set, that has feedback, that has documents, that have sensory data. So this is something where data is coming from different sources, S1, S2, S3, S4, S5. These are sources. So these sources could be anything, anything in the world. It could be data coming from US, it could be data coming from India, it could be data coming from a small city like Jamnagar, it could be data coming from Khammam, Warangal, anywhere. So, or a small person like me who is sitting on internet and just browsing things, and I'm uploading some data on Google Drive. So that is also a part of entire universe is a data lake. Understand? Now, so when it's a data lake, it has structured and unstructured data. When you structure this data, when you organize this data, it forms a data warehouse. So how do you organize the data? So let's say Amazon. Again, we stick to a same example of Amazon. So Amazon has data which has information from sales department, it has information from the marketing department, it has information from the inventory department, it has information from the HR, IT, legal department. There are different departments in the company. And that too, when Amazon is into retail sales and online sales, it will have data about all the products and inventory as well. So when this data is structured and segregated into different terms, different departments, different segments, it becomes a structured data. How it is structured? See, let's say now how it is structured. So I have data in my data lake. I'm structuring this data by segregating it into, I pick up one segment, I put it into a sales bucket. I put it into marketing bucket. If it's a legal data, I put it into a legal bucket. If it's a data from IT which involves lot of coding data, coding files, coding scripts, SQL scripts, Python scripts, Java scripts, whatever, I put it into IT segment. Or if I have information about people who are working in IT, like you and me who are working into a data science department, so IT will have different segments. Let's say this is a data team, this is a marketing team, this is a data team, this is a online marketing team or online data management team. We have a UX UI team, we have a Java team, we have a C team. So all these teams information will be present. I'll pick up the information and put it into IT segment. I'll let you know how. It's just in SQL, what we do is we just select the data and put it into a particular table. So understand that these are some buckets. These are small buckets, small tables in which the data is getting entered from a data lake. So when I divide the data into different smaller segments, smaller chunks, I get a data warehouse and it is a structured data. Mind it, it is a structured data. But one important thing to understand is even this structured data is not a refined one. It is just that, so when I say sales data, so Amazon is just not present in India, right? Amazon is a US based company and people, let's take example of India only. So we have 28, 32, 28, 29 states. So the data for all these states is coming over here in a data lake. I'm just segregating the sales data. So this data over data lake, in the data lake, there would be sales, legal, marketing, IT, HR, operations, entire information. So I'm just picking up the sales data and putting it over here. Now this sales data, this sales information has data for Hyderabad, for Delhi, Bombay, Kolkata, Chennai, anywhere. Small cities like Vijayawada, Warangal, Vizag, Rajahmundry, all these tier 1, tier 2, low class cities or high class cities, middle level cities, high level cities, it has information about everything. So, still, some segregation, some management needs to be done on this data as well, but it has become a structured data. So I can, if I want, if my manager or if my boss, if your boss comes and says that Divya or Shrikant or Gopi, let me know what's the sales data for, what's the sales information for Vijayawada, or what's the sales information for quarter 2, quarter 3 and quarter 4 for Hyderabad. So what you'll do is you'll go to your warehouse, you'll enter into the sales bucket, you'll pick up, you'll filter it on the basis of Hyderabad, just like we filter in Excel. We put a drop down menu, we'll select the city as Hyderabad, pick up the data and provide it to a manager. So it is a structured data, but not completely structured. It has information of the entire enterprise. Amazon is an enterprise, Amazon is a company. So the sales data for entire Amazon is here. But in a data lake, it is a haphazard data. It has sales, it has HR, it has IT. So if I would say that, okay, Divya, find me what designation Avan Seth is working in so and so company, and I provide you this data lake. So you need an HR information to find information about Avan in Amazon, right? But over here, you'll have to first enter into where is the HR information. You'll have to search it all around. Where's the HR information? Again, HR information is not segregated in a single bucket, in a single table. It is spread all over. It is spread all over, just like it's a it's a bucket. It's a huge bucket where entire water is filled up. And you don't know from where I have to pick up the data. Understand? So in this segment it is very difficult to work. Still people work. That is a different category of people who work on a data lake. But we as data scientists, data analysts, data engineers, whoever people who work into a data stream, they actually work on a data warehouse. That is our core area of working. You and me, we work on a data warehouse. We already have a structured data in our hand. We pick up information for a particular section, particular department, and we start working on it and we start analyzing it. We start creating a database from it. Now, what is a database? Forget data mart over here. No, first we'll come to data mart. So, all these informations are present in a single location, right? Now we'll separate it out as a sales data, marketing data, HR data, IT data, legal data, operations data, whatever fields are. And we create a mart for it. What is a mart? DMart. You guys must have been to DMart, Ratnadeep. I believe you are in Hyderabad, so you know what Ratnadeep is, what Spencer's is, what a More store is, what DMart is, what IKEA is. So it's a mart. It's a big shopping area, a physical shopping area. Okay. Now let's say you want to buy some atta, rice, some flour, some rice, or some pulses over there, right? So there's a separate segment over there. You go to that segment, you pick your stuff and come back. If you want to buy some spices like pepper, salt, or pav bhaji masala or something like that, so you go to that spices area and pick up that thing. You want to buy chocolates, there's a separate section for chocolates. You want to buy chips, there is a separate section for chips. You want to buy cold drinks, there is a separate section. You want to buy some meat, some frozen stuff, there is a refrigerator over there where you buy your frozen food. So that is a segmentation of a particular area separated out from a big data warehouse. So, a data warehouse, you can imagine DMart having a godown, having a storage area, right? Where they have all the stuff present over there. They'll pick it up and segregate into, okay, this is my pulses, these are my vegetables, these are my cold drinks, these are my chips. They form a separate mart for each and everything. So from here, we move to a mart. We segregate every segment and create a separate entity out of it. Understand? This is an entity. This is a separate. It has its own identity. It's just like this is Divya, this is Avan, this is Gopi, and there is Shrikant over here. Okay. So Divya has some information with her. Avan has some information with her. Gopi has some information with her. Shrikant has some information with him, her, him, whatever. I'm sorry. So all these segments, they form a separate data mart. Understand? Let's say Chroma is a data mart, or Reliance Digital, it's a data mart having only electronic items. Okay. Similarly, we pick up a sales data mart and create a data mart of it which has just sales information. So understand, me as a manager asking any one of you that, okay, find me the sales data from this data lake, that would be difficult. when I would say find sales data for Vijayawada from this data lake, from this data warehouse, you'll have to first search where the sales data is, which bucket the sales data is. That's the next level of search that you'll be doing, right? But when I have given you data mart, you know that where my sales data is. I just have a sales data mart. I have to just enter into it and pick the data. That's it. So it becomes simpler. Every step, you keep on simplifying the data. You keep on creating a data set which is quite manageable, quite easy to access, and quite easy to pick up and grab information from it. In short, in data science, in what we are learning in SQL, we are actually, our main goal is to search the data, which means extract the data, right? Then we transform the data, we make some changes, we make some analysis on the data, understand, which is transformation. Then load the data. We load the data in the form of an Excel sheet, a CSV file, or back into the database itself, and provide the link to the client saying that, okay, this is the data that you wanted, this is the data that you require. So we extract the data. Like if I ask you, find the sales data, sales in quarter 1 for Hyderabad for so and so company. You'll go into the sales data, you'll extract the data for Hyderabad, putting a filter where city is equal to Hyderabad. You'll extract the sales data. Then on that, they're asking for quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3. Again, you'll filter, you'll transform the data. You'll make a note that, okay, I have Hyderabad's data. Now I have to get the data for quarter 1. So you'll again filter it, you'll transform the data. Then there's another information that the client wants. I want sales of which items happened in Hyderabad in quarter 1. And you'll again transform the data, putting for sales for mobiles, sales for pulses, sales for computers, sales for vegetables, right? So you have transformed the data now. Now you have the final data with you. This final data, you load it back to the database. So what database is? From this data mart, we create multiple tables. Understand? We have sales information with us. We create multiple small sub marts, you can say, sub data marts. Don't take that as a word to say in an interview. I'm just explaining you as a for your understanding, for you to remember. So you create submarts out of it. There is no such term as submarts, but you create smaller chunks of information out of the sales data. So you'll start creating tables like sales for Hyderabad, sales for Vijayawada, sales for so and so thing, sales for so and so city, right? On that basis, you'll have a small table for Hyderabad, you'll have small table for, so it's a city-wise segregation of data. So when you segregate a data mart on a further level, it forms a database. Right. This is what we do in SQL on day in and day out basis. Every day we work on this thing. That's it. It's just data extraction, transformation, and loading. What we call it as ETL. This is extract, transform, and load. Extract is getting information. Getting information from a database, data mart, or data warehouse. Transform is making changes to the extracted data as per your requirement. Then load. Create a report in a required format or load it back to the database where it can be accessed by the client or manager. So this is what we do on daily basis when we work on SQL, right? This is the only things that we perform in SQL, and the same things we carry it forward to other languages as well. See, no language, understand one thing, why SQL is important. So, when you are entering into a data field, you may know Python as well. You may know Databricks also. You may know Amazon Cloud as well. You may know Azure Cloud as well, right? But everything is based on a database or a data warehouse or a data mart. Everything. From where are you getting your data? From some place. What is that place? That is a database. To work in Python, to work in SQL, or to work in any language, you need your data. Where is that data coming from? Amazon is working as such a big company, but that data is stored somewhere. It's not like I have a kirana shop and I'm just running a business. I have just a book where I mention that I have purchased 20 kgs of atta, I have purchased 30 kgs of rice, and by the end of the day I mention how much is left. It is not that easy because you are talking about data which is in millions and billions of information, which has millions of rows, which has billions of rows in it, which has a lot of segregations in it, right? So it is based on certain thing from where the data is coming, and then you are working on it in any language. It could be anything. It could be C, C++, C sharp, Ruby, anything, any damn thing. Even like Divya, she works on AutoCAD and CAM and CAMCAD. Okay, in mechanical or in civil. So where is she getting that information? She is getting that data from somewhere. Maybe the client is providing her the data. She is working on that data. I get my data from a database, but that client is providing data to you from where he is taking that data, from some source, from some place. He also extracted that data. So you learn anything after SQL, but make your footing strong on SQL, because at certain state, at certain point of time, you'll have to work on a database. Without working on a database, you will land nowhere. In every interview, if you mention yourself as a data scientist, as a data analyst, as a data engineer, or anything, as a business analyst as well, right? The first question will come, which programming languages do you know? If you say Python, Yebo, whatever, they'll ask you, do you know SQL? Do you know SQL? How strong are you in SQL? How long have you worked on SQL? So this is the importance of SQL. I have seen people getting afraid of SQL in their life, but it is the most simple language. So take it lightly, try to understand, start practicing. When we'll start coding, start practicing day by day. Every day, spend like half an hour. After the class, spend half an hour to do what we do in the class, what we did in the class. Now, what is the difference between a data lake and a data warehouse? Let's cut the gyan. So I have a habit of guiding people a lot. So I'm sorry on that front, but you'll hear a lot like this from my end, because I won't change that habit, because I want you guys to be benefited from every perspective, from every aspect. So what is the difference between a data warehouse and a data lake? So a data lake has structured and unstructured data over here. So it has a structured and unstructured data, whereas data warehouse has only a structured data. A data lake is an affordable storage. All data can be stored. So a data lake is the universe of data, right? It's just like, you can say it's a Hussain Sagar lake where water is coming from every place, right? Whatever, even all the dustbin, all the kachra also we put it into that lake itself, right? So it is an affordable storage place because it's a huge place. You don't have to pay much for it. You don't have to spend a lot of time, lot of effort in segregating the data. You have to just dump your data. It's just like a dustbin of data. You can say data lake is just like a dustbin of data where entire data is just dumped like anything. It is just thrown over there. Okay, I got something, put it in the data lake. So it's like that. So it is an affordable storage. All data can be stored. Whereas a data warehouse, it's expensive. Only data needed for analytics is stored. So you might have data for, let's say, in Amazon, you might have data about employee information as well, right? But when you are working only on, let's say, sales information, so you'll pick only the sales information from data lake and put it into a data warehouse. So because it's an expensive space. So why expensive? When you are working on servers, when you are working on databases, so nowadays everything is on cloud. So cloud is a pay per service platform. Whatever services you take, whatever amount of space you take, you pay for only that only. So you have to manage everything accordingly. If I'm picking up 2 GB of data from here, I'll have to pay for 2 GB of data on the cloud, right? So that is why it is said that it is expensive, and we generally keep only that data on which we want to analyze. We want to make our analysis, right? Now, users are data scientists. Now, over here, users are the business users. So you and me, when we say, see, before we come to data scientists and business users, you must understand there are different fields under data science. So you have business analyst, you have a data analyst, you have a data engineer, and you have a data scientist. So, how a data scientist is something who is a data engineer, who is a data analyst, and who is a business analyst also. A data scientist is supposed to know each and everything what happens over here. Guys, if somebody has joined the class, please add them, right? Please add them to the class. Yeah, thank you. So, a data scientist is something who knows everything. He's a data engineer also, he's a data analyst also, he's a business analyst also. That's why a person who is working on a data lake, he's a genius, because he's picking up data from a data lake and putting it into a data warehouse, then analyzing it, then generating a report on it. So that guy is called a data scientist. That's why I said we are the ones, small people, small people having a small knowledge, but we create wonders out of that small knowledge. We earn a lot out of that small knowledge. We make a lot of money. So data warehouse is that place where business users, who are business users, we are either business analysts, data analysts, or data engineers. These guys work on a data warehouse, right? Now, a data lake provides information or provides data for AI ML models as well, right? Because it has information from everywhere. So when you are working on an ML model, machine learning or artificial intelligence, AI is artificial intelligence, ML is machine learning. So when you work on a data lake, you'll get information about this information as well. It has data for everything. But from here, from a data warehouse, you'll get just business reports, performance, and metrics, because we are analyzing this data. Over a data lake, I can create a data model. I can create an artificial intelligence model. I can create a Alexa out of it. I can create a Siri out of it. Or I can create a Google bot out of it, right? Because it has information from every place. It is a dustbin of data. This data is a limited data on which we just give our analysis. What analysis do? We say that, okay, sales for this quarter is so much. We made profit in this year. We made losses in this year. We have, we had a credit card fraud by so many people in this year. Okay, we had people who got married. The data for people who got married was 2 lakh people in year 2023 in India, or from Kerala 2 lakh people got married. This is the analysis that we are making. This is the information that we are providing to our clients, because they want to understand how much sales did we make, how much profit did we make, how many new people did join to my YouTube platform, how many people subscribed, followed my Instagram platform, how many people subscribed to my YouTube channel. So these are all the analysis. It might seem easier for you, but it would be easier when you are just checking your account only. Let's say your YouTube account. So you had like 10,000 followers yesterday and now you have 10,001. So you'll say, okay, my one follower, my one subscriber increased. But when you're talking about millions of information, when you're working for YouTube, so YouTube wants to know that which channel is doing good. Is it is it a news channel? Is it a data creator? Is it a Bollywood channel? Is it a Tollywood channel? Which which segment is doing good? So that is the analysis that we make. YouTube entirely is made on a data lake because it has AI, it has ML in it. What is AI ML? So, when I'm talking about artificial intelligence, it is something you might have seen that thing whenever you make a YouTube search. So, next time when you'll open your YouTube, you'll find those kind of videos being shown to you, right? Why does that happen? This is AI, this is artificial intelligence. The platform itself starts remembering your choices that you make on regular basis. It starts learning you. It starts understanding your habits, your search habits. If you are searching for movies, it will start showing you movies. If you are searching for ancient history channels or history information, or if you start searching for educational topics like, let's say, Python or let's say SQL, it will start showing you videos for that only. So that is artificial intelligence. The system is that much intelligent, but artificially intelligent, that it starts understanding you. It starts understanding your habits, your search pattern, and it shows only that information to you. So YouTube runs on a data lake, right? Why a data lake? It has structured, unstructured data both, right? Okay, what is a structured data in YouTube? Structured data is something, a particular channel. Let's say my channel. I have a channel which says Data Savvy with AKS. I'll share that channel with you guys. So, Data Savvy with AKS. It just has a single kind of information. So, that's a structured information. But there are a lot many channels that makes it unstructured, right? You can search for cooking data as well. You can search for studies. You can make a search for your travel itinerary. You can search for how to go on a road trip from Hyderabad to Goa, right? So a YouTube is a data lake. It has structured and unstructured data both, right? Now, so this is a read schema. This is a write schema. What is a schema? Schema is something on which you can say it is a kind of a blueprint, like Divya would understand, or everybody, we understand when we purchase a property. So we have a map of it, that here we have living room, here we have dining room, here we have clubhouse, here there is a swimming pool, here there is a dining area, this is a some puja room. So we have a map of it, that is called a blueprint. So schema is nothing, it's a blueprint of your entire database, right? So it tells you what information it has, where it is. That information has what parameters. Let's say information is sales information, right? So sales information is present in my database. What does it have? It has sales for quarter 1, sales for quarter 2, sales for quarter 3. It has other informations, sales done by so and so employee, right? So employee ID with their name, he did so much sales. So that is something we have, which is called a schema, that forms our database. It's the blueprint of the database. It just has the information what is present in my database. That's it. Now, in a data lake, the schema is read only schema. But in a data warehouse, a schema is, you can write in a schema, you can change the schema. Why? See, if you make change in a data lake, read and write, you understand, na? Read is something that only you have a read access to it. You can just read it, you cannot edit it. Write access is you can change the data, you can make changes, right? So, over in a data warehouse, I am making changes. I am making transformations for my analysis. So over here, I can make changes, right? I have to make changes, right? I may add another table to my data warehouse, which I have created from my analysis, which would have some more information in it. But a data lake, If over in a data warehouse, I can delete also. I can delete some information which is useless for me. Let's say I don't want sales for Vijayawada. So I'll remove Vijayawada. I'll just keep sales for Hyderabad for me. Right. But such kind of changes, imagine if I make a change in data lake, the same change, a small change, that I don't want data for Vijayawada. I remove the data from Vijayawada from the data lake. So that's a loss for me. Right. I cannot get that information back. It is gone. Because data lake is like, it has all the data in it. It's the only single thing which is available to you. If something is deleted from data lake, it is gone forever. You can't retrieve that information. So that is why we only have a read access to it. We cannot make changes to it. If we'll update or delete something, that update will also make that entire old thing gone. If I delete something, the entire old thing will be gone. I can't get that thing back. So that is why we create a data warehouse where we pick up only specific information for our analytics, and whatever changes that we make in a data warehouse, they remain to that data warehouse only. They are not updated in the data lake. Data lake is a master data from where we are picking the data and working on it. So data lake, no changes can be made. It is a read only data. Whereas a data warehouse, it's a write access also. We can edit it. We can read and write it. We can read and make changes to the data in data warehouse, right? Now, how data flows. This is the last topic that we are doing today. So how data flows. So we have a data source. A data source could be anything, like I said, Excel file, audio file, video file, or some company information, anything. Some, let's say Amazon is providing the data, so Amazon becomes the data source. So this data is dumped in a data lake. See, there is a lake. Water waves are shown over here. It's not a smiley. The water waves are shown over here. So it's a lake. You have entire information over here. From data lake, we either create a data warehouse, or we work on creating machine learning models, or we do data analytics or AI and everything. Directly we can work on it, right? Now, from data warehouse, we create data marts which are equivalent to databases, right? So data mart is equivalent to a database, right? From here, a data marts are created, and from here we start reporting ourselves. So BI reporting and dashboards. What is this? This is Power BI, Tableau, where we create our models, the user interface, websites where the information is floated, Amazon apps, right? Amazon app, Mintra app. So these are the front end tools from which the client interacts or a user interact. Right. That's the final step. That's it. This is the entire data flow from data source till the final interface that we see on the website. You open a Make My Trip website on your laptop, whatever is coming from a data mart. Whatever information in data mart is coming from a data warehouse. You make a search over here on this BI tool, you make a search flights from Hyderabad to Delhi. It will go back to the data mart, it will check, okay, these are the files, these are the files, these are the flights, these flights are there. It will give you a list of 100 flights that are shown to you. So this data mart is picking that information from the data warehouse. That's it. This step has already been done. After this, nothing will happen. Before this, before data warehouse, once data warehouse is there, data mart starts working on a data warehouse only, nothing else, right? That is how things work out. So